Hello everyone, how are you all? I am Ankita Bhagat, your science teacher in Sajanand English Medium School at Nathej. So students, in our previous session, part 3, we were discussed about the food preservative methods such as artificial preservative method and natural preservative method. So the natural preservative method which is obtained from nature. That's why we can say that the natural preservative method, right? And the example of natural preservative method is salt, sugar, vinegar and oil spices. Now let us see in detail, right? So adding commodity such as salt, oil and even vinegar that arrest the growth of microbes, in food, and even microbes attack a food, they were killed. If the microbes attack on food, they were killed. Among all, the salt is most commonly used. So the first natural preservative method is salt, right? So it is used to preserve the meat and fish. It is used to preserve meat and fish, and salting of meat and fish and drying them in a sun can preserve for a many months of a long term preservation. It preserves for the many months and the long term preservation, and moreover it is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes and tamarind, right? Now the next natural preservative method is sugar. So the preservation by sugar. See, the jams, jellies and the species are preserved by sugar, and the sugar reduce the moisture content which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil. They again arrest the growth of bacteria which spoil food, right? Now this was the commonly used commodity which were employed to preserve food at our home, even in a large scale business, right? Now the next we have, that is preservation by oil and vinegar. Now the next method is oil and vinegar. For an example, at your home, at our home we always find that our grandma add the lots of salt and oil to pickles. She mixes every year, and you also notice that the taste of the pickles are same throughout the year. They do not spoil. Why this happened? Let us discuss. So here the use of oil and vinegar prevents the spoilage of pickle. Why it is happen? Because bacteria cannot live in such environment. Bacteria cannot live in such environment. Vegetables, fruits, fish and meat are often preserved by this method, right? Now next we have, that is the method of cold treatment or a lowering temperature to preserve food, right? Now in lowering temperature, that they slow down the activity of microorganism. It means we can say that the microbes are dead in lowering temperature, and the growth of microorganism is slowed down, right? So for this we make use of refrigerator for preventing of food, for preserving our food. That's why we use the refrigerator to preserve our food, because the growth of microbes are slowed down in that. That's why. Right? Now the next method we have, that is heat treatment or increasing temperature treatment for preserved food. Right? So it is a process of heating food items to high temperature and then cooling it. So in this process, the heating of food items into the high temperature and then after cooling it. So as microorganism cannot withstand change in temperature, therefore they get destroyed, they get killed. It means the microorganism cannot live long to the changing temperature. That's why it get destroyed. They will kill. Right? So have you noticed that at our home, our mother boiled a milk up to 100 degrees Celsius. So boiled a milk up to 100 degrees Celsius. 100 degrees Celsius and then slowly cool it, so that microorganism present in a milk cannot withstand this temperature, this changing temperature. So therefore they get destroyed. Right? Now here in your book, the pasteurized milk, it means without boiling, as it free from harmful microbes. It is the free from pasteurized milk, it means it is the free from harmful microorganism. So the milk is heated about 70 degrees Celsius to 15 to 30 seconds. If the milk is boiled to 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. So by doing so, it prevents the growth of microbes. So in this process, the microbes cannot withstand the changing temperature. That's why they get destroyed. Right? So it prevents the growth of microbes, and this process was discovered by Louis Pasteur. It is one of the great scientists, Louis Pasteur. It is called, so this process is called pasteurization. So this way we can preserve our food also. Now the last we have, that is storage and packing. So these days the dry fruits and even vegetables are sold in sealed airtight packets to prevent the attack of microbes. Right? Now the next is nitrogen fixation. Next and the last topic is nitrogen fixation. So you already learn about in a class 6 or class 7, that is rhizobium bacteria. Which bacteria fix the nitrogen in the nodules of plant. Right? So it involved in the fixation of nitrogen in the leguminous plants. So the leguminous plants such as pulses, dals. Right? So the rhizobium bacteria lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants such as beans, peas, gram, mung, etc. With which it has the symbiotic relationship. So what is symbiotic relationship? So symbiotic relationship, it means some organisms live together and they share a shelter and nutrition both. So this relationship is called the symbiotic relationship. For example, here Rhizobium bacteria lives in the root nodules of leguminous plant, and the plant do not have the nitrogen. In our atmosphere there are the 78% nitrogen is present, but plant cannot directly use. So the Rhizobium bacteria what do? The Rhizobium bacteria convert the atmospheric nitrogen to usable form of nitrogen. So along with water, the plant absorbs the nitrogen from the root, right? Now in return, the plants give shelter and food to the Rhizobium bacteria, because the Rhizobium bacteria cannot synthesize their food by themselves. That's why they both are depends on each other, right? So this relationship is called symbiotic relationship. Sometimes what happens, the nitrogen gets fixed through the action of lightning. So sometimes the nitrogen gets fixed through the action of lightning also. But you know that amount of nitrogen in atmosphere remains constant, right? Now let us discuss in detail nitrogen cycle. So in our environment there are the 78% nitrogen gas are present. I already told you in our environment there are the 78% nitrogen gas are present. But atmospheric nitrogen is extremely important for the proper growth and the functioning of cell. And the main reason for that, the protein is made up of amino acid, and the amino acid is turned in the nitrogen. The protein is made up of the amino acid, and the amino acid turn in the nitrogen molecule, right? So the nitrogen is required for all organisms. If I ask you, the nitrogen is required for all organisms, so the answer is yes, it is required for all organisms. So the animal or we are get the nitrogen from the plant. But here is the one more question arise, where the plant get the nitrogen, from where the plant get nitrogen, right? So when we consume the plant, the nitrogen will enter to our body. But one more question arises here, how the plant get nitrogen, right? So the atmospheric nitrogen has a very strong triple bond. The atmospheric nitrogen has a very strong triple bond. And it is very difficult to break the bond. It is very difficult to break the bond. It requires the extremely high amount of energy. So if you want to break the triple bond, so the nitrogen atoms has the very strong triple bond. And it is very strong triple bonds, that's why we require the extremely high source of energy, high amount of energy with the help of lightning. So the high amount of energy, that is the lightning, with the help of lightning process, break the two atoms of nitrogen apart. But the processes exist, right? So the plant do not take nitrogen directly through the atmosphere. I know very well, we know very well, the atmospheric nitrogen is 78%. But plant cannot consume directly through the atmosphere. But now, who will solve the problem? You know very well, the Rhizobium bacteria solve this problem, right? So in our atmosphere, there are the 78% nitrogen gas. So the nitrogen is one of the essential constituents of the living organism such as protein, chlorophyll, nucleic acid and vitamin. And the atmospheric nitrogen cannot be taken directly by plant and animal. I already told you the atmospheric nitrogen cannot directly taken by plant and animal. So animal get the nitrogen from the plant, but plant cannot directly taken nitrogen through the atmosphere. So you know very well. Just I told you the certain bacteria and blue algae. Certain bacteria is which one? The rhizobium bacteria and blue algae present in the soil. That are the present in the soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and it convert into the atmospheric nitrogen into the usable form of nitrogen. That convert into the usable compounds. Right? And it can be utilized by plant from the soil. So it can be utilized, the plant absorb the nitrogen from the along with water. Now nitrogen then used for the synthesis of plant protein and the other compound. Right? And the animal feeding on the plant get this way the animal get the nitrogen compound. Right? But when the plants and animals die, bacteria and fungi present in the soil. So when the plants and animal die, the bacteria and fungi already present in soil, they convert the nitrogenous waste into the nitrogenous compound to be used the plant again. And the certain other bacteria convert the part of them nitrogen gas which goes back into again atmosphere. So as a result, the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere remain constant. So here the nitrogen cycle is given to you in that here the atmospheric nitrogen which is in atmosphere and the plant cannot directly use. So that's why the nitrogen fixing bacteria fix the atmospheric nitrogen. With the help of bacteria in turn the nitrogen into the usable form of nitrogen. It means the nitrogenous compound. And the another method is lightning. So with the help of lightning they convert the compound of nitrogen in the soil. So with the help of lightning or the rhizobium bacteria, some bacteria, the atmospheric nitrogen will convert into the usable form of nitrogen, that is the compound nitrogen in the soil. So the compound of nitrogen, there are the different compounds, nitrates and nitrites. Right? So the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen to the compound of nitrogen, this process is called the nitrification. Right? Now the compound of nitrogen in the soil which is uptake by plant and the animal eat the plant. After that animal eat the plant and the nitrogenous waste from the excretion, from the excreta of the animal and death. Now again through the decompose process, here the animal waste or the plant waste decomposed by some bacteria and it again convert to the compound of nitrogen inside. Right? Now again the compound of nitrogen, the bacteria turn into the gaseous form of nitrogen. It is atmospheric nitrogen. So the compound of nitrogen or the usable form of nitrogen convert into the atmospheric nitrogen is called denitrification. and the bacteria turns the compound of nitrogen into gaseous nitrogen is the Pseudomonas. Here the atmospheric nitrogen convert into the usable form of nitrogen is Rhizobium bacteria, but the usable form of nitrogen convert into the atmospheric nitrogen, the name of bacteria is Pseudomonas. That is not given in your textbook. Right? So this is nitrogen cycle. It is very important for your exam. So learn carefully. Right? So students, our chapter is over here. I hope you all are understood very well. Now next video we will upload in next session. Thank you. Have a nice day.